I gotta
Jim,
switch
Jim
my
mentioned
monitors.
books, and I wanted to mention a couple of books that I've been reading that I've been really enjoying.
Ooh.
Well, hey, why don't we hang on to it until we can entertain people with that?
Yeah.
That's what I was going to suggest.
Two great minds that think alike.
Almost like they're one person.
Okay, hold on. I've got to
Telling ya.
adjust something, which means
we
I
have
have
been
to turn
accused of
off
being
my
brothers
camera
before.
real quick.
Very
Okay.
true.
So I ordered a new bra. I'm happy about it because holy crap.
Please give us all the details.
Actually, I think I'm live now.
Hey, my camera stopped working. I couldn't see you.
I smartass.
This is news.
Maybe you can change it again.
We're live on YouTube.
So no human.
So I
knowledge
guess
yet?
we have to watch what we're saying now.
For the most part. I mean,
Okay.
Takes all the fun
Let's
out
see.
of everything.
yeah.
Who would pay $10,000 for that watch? Quite honestly.
Wait, what?
I know it's a little non sequitur. I'm cruising to eBay while we're talking.
Lots of people paid a kind of money.
It's showing me suggested things that I might want to buy, and I'm looking at this watch, and they want $10,099. The $99 being the part that just blew the deal for me. it looks like a Timex that I had back when I was in high school. I wouldn't give you $20 for that.
I don't get that sometimes. Like some guy that wants $2,000 for his Commodore 64 because it's
yeah, whatever.
It appears to be new in the box.
And we're live.
Yay! All right, let's take a look here.
New inbox. Sure. Okay.
Much like Uncle Fester, we are no longer dead.
I'm gonna pull up Twitch.
Okay, Pumpkin, let it be known that we are now live and streaming.
So watch your lingo, little girl.
Keep your voice down. Keep the curse words to a minimum.
I was like, I'm sorry, I'm in the room. I tend to use cuss words as punctuation.
I was talking about my. Never mind. All right, let's see here.
Well, if you notice the rainbow explosion, my IQ software crashed earlier. I just haven't reloaded it.
Oh, dear.
So it defaults to rainbow explosion.
Yeah, once again, another reason why I hate RGB components.
Yeah, I think I like mine without all that crap too, but there's some things that it's there. What are you going to do? I could not find a cooler.
Well, I have a soldering iron and a
well, I mean, yeah,
workstation.
If I really got angry at it, I guess I could take the water pump apart. But
Bunny, what's your overall audio level right now?
My audio level?
Yeah, your recording level on OBS.
It is. The microphone is at max. I'm maxed out.
What's the meter going up to? Recording level on OBS.
That's different audio. My mic audio goes to the yellow and red, and it depends on who's talking. Because Jim, when he whispers like that, he doesn't hit the yellow.
Oh.
I think he does that on purpose.
I wasn't really talking for any of you. I was kind of talking for me. I don't believe this guy.
Yeah, now he hits the yellow. I'll turn it up a little bit.
Yeah, because I was listening to your stream and it was kind of quiet compared to the.
It's because he's not talking as loud as he was.
All right. Well, everything's working. I can hear everybody. I could hear everybody over there. I heard Judd and you and Brad.
Yay! So, good evening, everybody. Welcome to Starport Omega Podcast Night.
Woo-hoo.
And we'll go around and introduce ourselves. That's Little Miss Chris guarding the door for whatever fucking reason she decided to do that tonight. You know me, of course. I'm Intel Bunny. I'm basically the host because I'm the one that can interrupt people and get it back on topic.
She's the one holding the whip.
When
you any cracking sound with the rest of us getting in line.
The one with the grumpy shirt on is going to introduce himself next.
Go ahead, Judd.
That would be you.
Come on. The old man Rivers looking mofo.
Yeah, that's me. I'm Jim. I'll make fun of you if you stay long enough.
I think we all make fun of each other.
True.
That's half the fun. Pun intended.
That's weird.
Hey, I
Or is
found
that-
platinum.
And Judd just broke
that's good.
something. Judd's right there below me.
I'm like, all right, well, I'll turn my N60 hue on, and oh no, it's white. I'll just go to blue. That's kind of a weird blue. It's awful purple. Oh, that blue. Okay, there we go.
And right over here,
All right.
if I point a little bit better, that's Tom TARDIS. He's awesome. He's got his little larvae in the background playing a video
Hey,
game.
Larval Stage Human, say hi.
If she put up a middle finger, I would have laughed even harder. It's like,
No, my Larval Stage
Appropriate.
Human is polite and would not do that. So your guys are playing.
oh,
they
that would
are-
have been the moment to put it in.
That would have been the moment to do it, right? And they're playing Among Us back there.
I keep seeing that popping up on all sorts
just-
of streams. I have
Now,
no idea
on
what
your
it is.
screen, that is correct, right? You guys can read that text?
Yeah.
Kind of, yes.
Okay, if I go that way,
Yep.
that would be bad.
Jeez,
Are
Tom.
you trying to screw with my like?
Well,
dyslexia,
Discord
dude?
mirrors the camera, so I can't read it, but you guys apparently can. So
Hi,
anyway.
Gilded.
I could read it,
Herp.
even backwards.
A
I could
new
read it.
development. Oh. What's that, Gilded Z?
Bah, 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 bah.
Oh, yeah, where is the? There we go.
And the last one to be introduced is on the bottom, who doesn't share his video ever.
No,
Well,
I
he
don't.
doesn't- he
In
doesn't
fact,
really have
I
a
completely
webcam.
Forgot to fire it up.
Introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Rando Guy. I'm final. Actually,
He's
hold
Bra-
on. let me
he's
fire
Bradley
my
K.
virtual
Millennium.
software.
He's the final
Ah.
millennium.
Ah.
Aw, thank you for the follow,
What
EJ.
happens when I pick random book words out of a book for a username? I get weird things.
My kid actually started using a name. What was it? What was it again, Pumpkin? Crunchy Lizard?
Which one? Which
Crunchy
one
Salamander.
Hold on,
Crunchy
hold on,
Salamander.
hold on. Gilded Z, which one of the guys reminds you of George Lucas?
Oh God.
Oh, that would be Jimbo there.
The one in plaid. Tom!
Me?
I wouldn't really call
I
that
look like
plaid.
the guy that ruined Star Wars? Thanks a lot, buddy. I feel a little bit insulted now.
George Lucas didn't. He started Star Wars. He didn't ruin it.
He also ruined
I
it.
don't
I
know
mean,
about.
he made that fan
second
fiction,
trilogy.
that prequel fan fiction movies back in like
He did not
1999.
ruin. No, he did not ruin Star Wars. They hired a
No.
whole new team to do
No,
that.
No, it was JJ that did it. Yeah, it
the
was JJ
mouse
that
did
ruined
it. It was that goddamn mouse.
How did
No, it
Intel
was
Bunny?
Ruin
How
Johnson
did
that did
Intel
that.
Bunny get her entire streaming career going down the toilet? Tom insulted Star Wars.
I did not insult Star Wars. I insulted George Lucas.
Kathleen
Just to be-
Kennedy
just to be
ruined
clear.
Star Wars. Kathleen Kennedy ruined Star Wars, according to Gilded Z.
Okay, I will give you that one. I will give you that one. If anybody ruined Star Wars, it was the people. You know, I don't even know if it was Kennedy. I think it was Abrams. Just like he ruined
yeah,
Star Trek.
no. Kennedy tried to keep things. She even admitted the amount of stuff she turned down, and this was like the top of the shiny turd pile. It's like I can only
Hey, I
imagine what
will-
she had to deal with.
I actually, as much as I want to crap all over J.J. Abrams, I rewatched on Labor Day. I rewatched Star Trek 2009. To be fair,
Good
only
movie.
because I wanted to watch the
It's a
Kelvin
good
sequence
movie.
at the beginning, and I wanted to do it really loudly so that the larval stage human over there would actually get out of bed. So I turned it up as loud as I could in here without hurting my ears, and I got through the Kelvin sequence at the beginning, and Jim's being born, and I was crying. I was literally crying. Watching this movie after losing my dad is a completely different experience. That first 20 minutes than it was before, 10 years ago. Having said that, I watched through the entire movie, and now that I've gotten over my original series fan butthurt over things being different, 11 years later, it's a good movie.
Good for you.
It's
Yeah,
not.
let's just not talk about the rest of them.
It's not your father's Star Trek, but as a
not.
standalone science fiction film, it's actually pretty good.
Dude,
Up
I liked it.
until Kirk meets Scotty, and that's when a lot of things go downhill. And as much as I like Simon Pegg, I think that was the point where the movie started to go off the rails.
I think Simon Pegg was all right. It was the cute little alien that had to go.
Yeah, it was
Cute little
not
alien?
okay. It was not Simon Pegg. Simon Pegg was fine. I really liked his portrayal. It was just all of the weird stuff that started happening. Like And I said the
It
same
was
thing
that
about
rhythm.
Into Darkness. It was all like him going through the tubes and Jim running around the ship, and it was
Yeah.
like all the stuff that was made specifically so they could put it in a video game.
Well,
But
maybe.
anyways, we totally off the subject now. Sorry about that.
But yeah, I mean, every time I see that little alien, isn't the first thought in your head the same thought I have? Doesn't he need an ashtray on top of his head? Every time I see that little alien, I think he needs an ashtray on top of his head.
By the by, his name is
There's a
Keenzer.
Deadpool
Oh, gosh.
line that comes to mind, and I can't say it because it'll get.
Can
us in
can
trouble.
one of my
Wait, okay,
moderators?
hold on, Gilded. By
Yeah.
two, which two do you mean? You mean Star Trek 2 or Star Wars 2?
And
he
you
got.
approve that post.
You want me to
Someone
approve
that's
that?
yes, please.
Okay, there we go.
Thank
Give me
you.
a second here. I gotta move some stuff
All
around.
happened.
I love how the fact that that is now a term that is allowed in my chat that I never felt in the chat, but it's the auto mod caught it, and it's like, okay, Twit.
Well, I will say this: if he told you to do that, that'd be a much different experience than if he's talking about George
Attack
Lucas's
of the
fan fiction.
Clones.
Attack of the
Defend
Clones.
it.
Okay, yeah. My only problem with Attack of the Clones is Hayden Christensen. I thought it was a good movie, other than Hayden Christensen. I wish they
Yeah,
had
you know what,
chosen
you got-
anybody in the world else.
No.
Okay, hold on.
You guys judge him way too harshly.
Okay, hold on, real quick. We're gonna go to, instead of just saying the spectrum that is Star Wars or Star Trek or anything, let's go with your most hated actor or actress.
Oh god.
You only get one. You only get one.
Oh god.
Someone's gotta be the top. And anyone watching can participate. Please, in the
He's a
comment
director,
section,
but he always has a role in his movies.
just one. You only get one. And
Oh,
you
yeah.
have to defend why. You have to say why. You can't just say I dislike this person because they're a person. You have to give at least one reason. It doesn't have to be a good reason. It can be a shallow reason. I don't care. But give out one person that you dislike as an actor.
I wonder if anybody will actually say the one I'm thinking of.
I'll tell you what frustrates the crud out of me is every actor that I dislike because of one film, I can point to two other films that I like them in. Like I would have said Chris Pine because of Star Trek, but I thought he was great in Wonder Woman.
Oh hell yeah.
So, Gilded Z said, can I say Beyonce? Yes, Gilded, if you don't like her as an actress, you can totally say Beyonce. So I'll let that go. You can totally say she's not a good actress. I am fly with that. Go ahead, Tom.
I'm having a hard time thinking of the actor that I wanted to put out there. You have to come back to me on that one.
Okay.
There are a lot of people that I hate in a particular role, but that I like in others.
Ooh.
Okay, so
It's hard to pick.
I'm gonna go last because I've got a deep disgust for an actor. So,
Really?
Brad.
Okay.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Oh,
Your
he's
turn.
a director, but he always puts himself in every single one of the movies in some weird minor role. And it's only, I'm totally taking advantage of a loophole because I hate this guy.
Are you going to say Kevin Smith?
No, I actually like Kevin Smith a lot. He's
It's
actually
a
a pretty
good
cool guy
thing
in person.
because you
But
get
he does
no
appear in
one
everything
says
he
Kevin
directs.
Hi, baby.
No, not everything. Only in the View Askew universe.
No, you can't rub up against the mic. The mic is
Everything
not
that I have seen
petting
him
you.
direct, he has had some sort of a cameo in.
Lost respect for Will Smith's agent.
No, in this case, it's You Bull.
See, I don't even know who that is.
He's a German director, and he buys the rights to video games and then makes horrible movies. Blood Rain, the movie was him. Postal, the movie was him.
Oh. Yeah, okay, okay. Real quick, Gilded Z pointed out Will Smith, and he said, rejecting Independence Day, and then he said yes to Suicide Squad, which was the turd of that year.
Well,
And
he
I-
also turned down Neo
That's true. That is true.
and went and made Wild Wild West,
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
let him
I-
sing in one of those.
which is
I-
I
The
thing
find
is,
that hilarious.
I like
movie
Will
is
Smith in
bad,
some
it's
of his earlier stuff because he's a decent actor.
Oh come
I
on,
just-
he's had some great movies.
He does.
If you don't like the scene in Independence Day where he punches the alien and goes, "Welcome to Earth," then you're just not trying.
Yeah.
Or
Okay,
or when he starts complaining about the smell, that was not in the script. That was him complaining about the salt flats. And he just
Yeah.
started kicking the model because why the hell not? It was like, yeah,
Oh, really?
no,
The
that's
salt flats are stinky.
Well, yeah. Once you kick up the once you kick the top layer off and you hit the brine on the bottom layer,
Oh, I
One-
can imagine
that's
that
still
would
wet. Ugh.
stink like the ocean, but like wet
Oh, yeah.
dog.
salt
Real
flats in 108 degrees.
real quick.
Why
So
do you
one
think
of my
people go
favorite
there to
movies
drive so
Will
fast?
Smith was in, and he was like the centerpiece of it, was The Pursuit of Happiness.
Oh yeah.
You know, I have not seen that one.
It-
Okay.
when he
Okay,
wants
if we're
to
gonna
be
play- if we're
serious
gonna-
about a role, he that was a fantastic piece of drama. Like he knocked
Okay,
it out
if we're
of the
gonna
park.
if we're gonna play that game, I will give you one of his worst movies, and that was Hancock.
Oh,
Never seen it.
Hancock would have been better if they didn't make it a love film. The
Uh,
way they advertised everything marketed about it. What? I'm sorry, but Hero being an asshole? Come on. He's the anti-hero. When someone calls him an asshole, he knocks him into outer space.
okay.
I mean,
So
yes, please.
I'm
That's
gonna
the
get back-
synopsis of The Boys.
I'm gonna get back to going around. Jim, your most hated actor,
my most hated.
actor,
I feel-
actress.
I feel kind of bad saying it, but the truth of it is, it's Denise Crosby.
Denise Crosby. Oh yeah, she's only been in like 2 things though. I mean,
She's Little Miss Tasha Yar.
she was Tasha Yar, and she quit Star Trek to start a movie career, which
Yeah,
lasted
and
for
how
exactly
that-
1 movie.
And how well did that work out?
Well, I
You
mean,
know,
she was in there
I
with the
hate-
Time Tracks guy.
I hate to give her shit because she got better, and when she left the show and then came back a few years later, she was even better. But in the first season, they kept putting her in these scenes where it was her and Sir Patrick Stewart, and oh boy, did she look bad in every one of them.
Well, I mean, you could have replaced 90% of her screen time with just a dummy, back there. I mean, a mannequin could have done her job for most of the time she was on screen, and that's why she quit, actually.
Well, that's why most of the women had a hard time with that show because they all said exactly the same thing.
She's had quite a few films.
Okay.
Who?
Denise Crosby. She was in Pet Cemetery. Whether or not
Yeah,
that
I mean,
was
what
just
the
a
dog?
bit part, I don't know.
I remember watching Pet Cemetery going, oh, wow, is this the movie she did before that got her into Star Trek? No, it's the movie that got her out of Star Trek.
Okay. So Judd, most hated.
There'll probably be a few people that won't like this. Woody Allen.
It
I
depends
just-
on the movie.
I
Like, some
can't-
of his
I-
movies I love.
I have
Some
not
of
seen
them
a
I
Woody
don't
Allen
see.
movie that I liked, so I'm going to...
I can't
Not-
stand the way he talks, his voice, and most of his movies. I think there was only one that I actually liked, that I actually watched all the way through. The rest of them, no.
Mine seems really bad now.
Let's have a fairly accomplished list of things she was in. Amazing.
I mean, honestly, Woody Allen as a writer, I absolutely loved. He's freaking hilarious, the stuff he writes. But
As an actor, no. Director,
Nah.
Okay, so I'm ready for the shit that I'm gonna get for this. Okay.
oh,
Bad.
it's gonna be good.
I absolutely fucking hate George Clooney. With
You
passion.
and about every person that ever watched ER.
I don't know. He seemed to be pretty popular when that show was on.
He's
Yeah,
okay.
It's when he left that people started to hate it. Apparently, one of the favorite nurses in the show got kicked off because of him. At least that's what the rumor was. I have no way
I
to back
to
that.
this day
either.
can't sit through a show, a movie, or hell, even a movie premiere commercial. If he pops on it, I'm gone. I'm done. My
I'm
day
in the
is
minority.
ruined.
I'm in the minority, but I liked him in the Batman movie. I thought he made a good Batman
Wow.
because of his length,
You
because
are
of his
in the minority.
jawline. I thought he made a terrible Bruce Wayne, though.
It's funny because it's the exact opposite for me. I actually thought he was great as Bruce Wayne, but complete crap as Batman.
I really can't point to anything he's done that I like, though.
Ocean's
Well,
11.
Exactly.
I
You know,
think the first
it's
one.
like-
I think,
I'm thinking, and
Ocean's
it's like,
11?
what?
Oh,
What
he's
has
so
he been in my life?
handsome. Stick it up your rump.
Oh,
I
there's
can't
a
remember the name of the
German
guy
word.
that. I cannot remember the name of the guy that played
Where's-
Batman
where's-
first. In
Nazi?
the Tim Burton ones.
No.
No,
Oh,
no.
sorry. You gotta remember that he was drunk when he yelled all the anti-Semitic and racist shit at the cops.
Okay, well, that's good.
Even if I'm drunk, if I'm going off about Nazis, it's going to be
What Batman?
yelling
How
at a
does it know?
neo-Nazi.
George Clooney. George Clooney played Batman. I'm so sorry to say this to you guys, but Gilded Z, George Clooney played Batman, and the moment that I saw that, I actually stopped watching, reading, or doing anything with Batman. No video games, nothing.
Yeah, I never
He ruined it
really
for me.
liked that much.
And I've seen a movie since, but it was like my friends having to like hold me down to make me fucking watch it. But I did find out that if they try to do that with Twilight, I fall asleep. My brain just shuts down. It's like, nope, we're gonna prevent the trauma. Okay.
My kid recently fell in love with the Twilight series.
Oh God.
I am so sorry. Did she just contradict you?
Yes, which really strange because she literally asked me to buy them for her, so I don't know.
I did like
Okay.
the Oceans series. He was decent. I have not watched Oceans 8, and I don't know that I want to.
I'm
Well, I
gonna
don't
say this
think
out
there was
loud.
anything he was in that he was bad in. I mean, I can't remember watching a movie other than Solaris.
Okay.
Where I watched
I have
it
a
and,
viewer
wow, he was
comment.
awful.
I have a viewer comment.
Uh-oh.
You ready for this one?
Uh-oh.
Adam West makes a complete and total mockery of Batman.
But that was the whole point.
No,
that show,
Yeah.
come on.
That was the
that show
point.
was
That
satire.
show was
It was camp.
pure camp. Give it up. It was good, and you know it.
Not to mention the fact that Adam West was absolutely hilarious in their role because it's like we're making it funny on purpose.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, come on, little chum,
the
get me the
60s,
bat
wasn't
humor.
it?
Yeah.
Man, did you guys see
Yeah.
Adam West? Did you see him on The Big Bang Theory? That was
No.
absolute
Oh,
fucking
God, yes.
gold. That
Mayor
was
Adam West?
gold. No, Big Bang Theory.
When
I know,
it was like
but
it was
he-
one of the
Oh.
last.
He
Finish your
was the
thought,
mayor
Brad?
for.
No,
God.
it's just he
Yeah, Family Guy.
realized how much of a kind of cult classic his character was. At the same time, he kind of went with it and had fun with it. It wasn't, I hate the role or I regret doing the role. He's like, yeah, it was an interesting role. It was a lot of fun at the time, and he went with it. And throughout his career, he'd always kind of have that like comical edge to every role he played after that.
Gilded Z's vote for best Batman is Kevin Conroy.
Yeah.
Who?
Well, absolutely. Well, no, let's be fair. Kevin Conroy has never done Batman in person. He's always done voice work for an animated version of Batman.
Oh, well, all right. Then that's
All right. Good
The
about that.
bot just stopped the comment that Gilded Z was putting through.
I didn't find you
That
bad.
one-
It doesn't stop on the word fuck, but man, that combination of words just pissed off the mod.
Why is it not showing me that?
Because I
Are
approved
you
it.
in mod view?
I don't know what.
Are you
I
in?
will
The
agree, though.
sword button.
I will agree that my favorite version of Batman is the animated series / Justice League Unlimited version of Batman. I will give you that one, Gilded. I completely agree.
Fair enough.
Didn't they just
Okay.
release a Blu-ray remaster of the original Batman the Animated Series? Not an upscale, but an actual proper remaster.
That's a
Yeah.
good question. If there is one out there, I might need to acquire it.
Yeah, I've got it. Here
I've got Superman, I've got Justice League, and I've got Justice League Unlimited.
Because I saw Batman the movie as a kid, and I had no concept of what it was, and it didn't really do anything for me. But growing up, Batman the Animated Series, I freaking loved. Because that was the Batman that I remember growing up with. The Batman that was always serious and always,
That was the
So-
first moving version of. That was the first video or motion picture of Batman that wasn't camp. Even the Tim Burton movie was campy.
A little bit.
Okay,
I mean,
so I'm going
yeah.
to go ahead and move our topic on.
Well, I didn't get to throw my hat in the ring on my hated actor.
We're
Oh, I
still
thought you
talking
did.
about this, so you're just gonna have to stand by. Go ahead, Tom.
And suddenly I
There
can't
we
remember
go.
his name again. Who's
Oh,
Jim?
it
The guy
comes
that played the
from
Flaming Skull
Aw.
superhero guy a couple of years back in 2007.
Oh, you're thinking
Nicolas
Ghost
Cage.
Rider.
Cage.
Nick Cage.
Nicolas Cage.
Cage. There
I
you go.
cannot stand anything he's ever been in that I have ever seen.
Nope, I'm sorry, you're wrong. He was in.
And I'm going to give you one up. And here is the cherry on the cupcake in this one.
on the cupcake in this one.
He wanted to do a version of Superman where he played Superman.
You know what? You got to
No.
not rag on him about that because you don't know what was going on in that film. It would have been a good movie, and all the stuff you've seen were all pre-production plays. He was fine in them. Stop it. Stop.
I think we found the Nick Cage fanboy.
I am not a Nick Cage fanboy, but he gets too much shit for doing that.
I didn't even know he was involved.
They
in
were doing
Superman.
pre-production
Tom.
stuff in a pre-production suit, and they filmed it on a fucking VHS cassette recorder. You can't give him shit for not looking good for the role. He had hair out the goddamn here, for God's sake.
That's what I
If you ever read the script for the movie that they were writing, and Kevin Smith did a lot of the writing for it, it
Ooh,
was absolutely phenomenal.
That's one
Can
It
I
thing.
would
say
have
something
been
real quick?
A really good movie.
Can I please?
Are you interrupting again?
Yes.
Didn't I put you in your place once before?
No. So real quick, I just want to say this, Tom. That was what I was expecting. That explosion is what I was expecting with mine. But thank you for it being on yours.
See, now you see what's going on. They all provoke me, so I go off. That's what it is.
I didn't know if it was gonna be Jim or everyone.
I honestly, I didn't know that Nick Cage was involved in anything Superman. I had ever since
Yeah,
he kind of
go-
fell
go-
out of
go
the
look
AAA
at-
status in Hollywood. I haven't.
Well, I
paid
mean,
much
he
attention to what
was.
he's been doing.
They did some work with a pre-production suit in a hotel room in Vegas. You know, where they literally taped it on him, and he did a couple of the roles. They were trying to see how the suit would look, and they were trying to do the lights to where they could make him do what they wanted to do. And the whole point, well, not the whole point, but part of the movie is that the costume, his suit, was actually alive. And he gets hurt in this big battle, and the suit kind of heals in and brings him back to life. So they were trying to figure out how to get the lights right in the suit, make it look like it's pumping fluids and all that stuff. It was a really hard thing that they had to do. They had to put the thing aside for years. And by the time they got back to where they thought maybe they could do it with CGI, nobody wanted to do it because everybody's made fun of it for a decade. And I give them all the finger because that would have been a good movie.
Hey,
Oh,
One of the few
and if you
people
don't,
that
and if you don't like Gone in 60 Seconds with Nick Cage, you haven't watched it close enough. Go try again.
The only thing I don't like about Gone in 60 Seconds with Nick Cage is the Halecki estate. The wife of all of, I think, a year before Mr. Halecki passed away. She's been, put it mildly, a bitch about copyright.
What?
If you try to build a car without build Eleanor without getting her approval, the shit hits the fan.
It's a goddamn. Well, it was a Mustang, wasn't it?
It's a GT 500 Fastback 67.
Depends upon the version.
Well, that's the funny part because in the movie they called it a 69, but if you actually look at the body styling, it's a 67.
Well,
No,
you know,
it depends
they-
upon
Ford
which
Mustang
Gone in 60
or
Seconds.
Ford product in general, I have a huge thing for. I loved the way the 67 looked, especially when Shelby got done with it.
Okay, so I'm gonna see if we can agree on an actor I like. Okay.
Ooh.
Okay.
I grew up and absolutely just adored Robin Williams.
with good reason. He's good.
Yeah.
Great
Freaking
actor.
Hilarious.
Okay, cool.
He's funny. He's talented. There's
I have
what's
the
not to
right
like.
group of friends. We're good.
And I mean,
No,
Mork from
Robin
Mork.
Williams
Mork.
has made me laugh harder than any other comedian alive,
This is
and that includes
Doubtfire.
a lot in
Bunny.
person.
Mork and Mindy
the guy
is
is
on
an
my
absolute
server.
legend. He still holds the record
I
for
can't
number of comedic
hear
clubmen.
Judd.
Sorry.
It's because everyone was talking at the same time. Go ahead.
Mork and Mindy's on my server.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I mean, Mork and Mindy was one of my favorite shows ever, especially at the time.
Nanu, nanu.
Fly away!
No. Mark calling Orson. Mark calling Orson.
You're free. Go home.
The only thing I would have to say,
Fly, be
We
free.
broke Jim. We broke Jim.
That's one of the few scenes I remember out of
That's a
working.
freaking awesome
I
scene.
thought I was gonna die when I saw it. I'm old enough. I watched that thing live on ABC, and I remember that one scene where he threw the egg up in the air and then he watches it hit the counter, and I thought I was going to die. I was laughing so hard I couldn't breathe, and the back of my head was hurting because
My
I've been
cat's
smiling
doing
for
her
too
weird
long.
thing.
I just thought I was gonna croak.
I vaguely remember, like, it was probably the last season of that as it came
Can you do
on.
it again?
Oh crap!
Said
What was
name
this?
of that one.
Robin Williams. Robin Williams also
There she
kind
is.
of
She's on her head.
solidified the idea that the most horrifying people you'll ever see in a horror movie are comedians when they're being serious. Freaking Snapshot. That was one of the creepiest movies I've ever seen. Like, truly horrifying, because not only was it somewhat realistic in its portrayal, but seeing someone that has made me laugh my ass off so many times throughout my life, playing this seriously twisted role is just like, okay, this is like reached meta level. What the fuck?
Yeah.
So Tom, can you see my cat in the background?
Let me see
I
that.
see
Look a little closer here.
white and
Oh
Here,
yeah,
I'll-
yeah, I did see him.
I'm gonna make it bigger, just in case she actually does it again.
Digital
She's
zoom.
doing her weird thing. Oh, she's just gonna lay there now.
Yeah.
Okay.
She realized attention's being paid to her.
Yeah. So what she was doing is she rolls around and she rolls over onto her head at a really weird angle, and it is cringy because it looks like she's gonna break her little neck because she's putting all her body. It's so weird. She starts
Kitty
doing it
gymnastics.
again. I'll click on my monitor and get that.
Yeah, I can't quite see it.
Yeah, so. But yeah, no, she was just fucking rolling around on her head like
Animals
a
can
little
be
psycho.
strange.
She's
said psycho. I said it. She looked at me.
Fade
Okay.
night.
So the topic of tonight is
Frankenstein.
actually going to be on Lower Decks. I've lost 4 episodes because we actually missed a podcast night.
Oh, I thought we were
which
going
is-
to do a little more favorite actors for each of us.
Yeah, we're going to do that, but I just wanted to make sure that everyone knows what we're going to be talking about tonight in case they haven't seen it and they don't want spoilers. That type of thing. You know, introducing one of the topics we were going to talk about. Favorite actors, actresses, like everyone kind of, that's already out there. But Lower Decks, a lot of people have not seen yet. So we will be talking about that later in the program.
Everybody,
Okay, so
spoiler alert.
We're gonna spoil it for you. Be alerted.
Not yet. A little bit later.
Now, let's
okay,
do it now.
so Judd, your favorite actor?
Well, I'm probably going to step on Brad here, but
Oh.
final. Yes, Captain Tight Pants himself.
Nathan Fillion.
Yep.
That's a good choice.
That is good.
Yeah,
A name
no,
does not come to mind when you say
Now
that.
we can go all the way back, right? As far back as I want to go. Any
Yes.
actor or actress,
Yes.
as far
Cap-
back as I feel like going.
Captain Mal Reynolds on Firefly. He also was Castle in Castle. He's also now the lead actor on
The Rookie.
Rookie.
lead actor, executive producer as well.
And The Rookie is my favorite cop show ever.
I have not watched
Even
the
more
last
than
4
Chips.
episodes.
Okay, so Jim, please
Ah.
enlighten us on your favorite actor or actress.
I don't know. I really like movies. There's a lot of them. I like picking out one that's kind of hard.
Oh, I thought you were so ready.
I was gonna say Myrna Loy, but nobody knows who that is. And then I thought I'd say Mary Pickford, but I only like her because her life story was so tragic. So to go contemporary, to pick somebody that I think everybody would like, I'll stick with the Star Trek theme and say Patrick Stewart. And I have to admit that there's nothing he's been in that I haven't liked. Even
That's
Dune.
true.
Everything
Dune
he's
actually was
been in
decent.
I've liked, and everything that he's acted in was not. If it was, even if the movie was completely fantastical, like Dune, it was believable. His role in it. he plays it well.
Absolutely, yeah. He's really good at
I've seen him
And-
on stage when he did A Christmas Carol, and he was good in that.
I tabbed out. My bad. Sorry.
I could pick Laurence Olivier because, quite honestly, there is no better Shakespearean actor on the stage or film. And if you've ever watched Richard III, you know what I'm talking about because he played Richard III awesome.
Fair enough.
Is that enough?
So, final.
It tends to change depending on my mood, and where I am in film history.
So we needed like an actress mood ring for you. I thought that would be like my gem. I'm the
No,
chick jewelry.
I'm very weird when it comes to favorites because it's entirely dependent on my current state. Like right now, I would love to say Nathan Fillion, but I haven't. I think I watched the first season of The Rookie. I laughed my ass off. I thought it's a great show, but it didn't really hit me the same as Castle did.
Yeah,
or
and that's
Firefly.
the thing though. Is it you like what he was in? Because I like everything he's been in, and he's competent. I mean, don't get me wrong, he's good at what he does. But is he really your favorite actor?
No, not favorite. Probably all-time favorite. I would probably have to. Oh crap! I can picture his face, and I can't bloody remember his name right now. Damn
Well,
it.
there are a few actors that I will say this about, and I really can't pull one out of my butt and say this is my favorite actor. But if you were to say this person's in a show or a movie, I will watch it specifically because of that person.
Yes.
Fillion is one of those. Patrick Stewart is one of those.
Maybe, but it would be one of the ones I haven't mentioned. If you tell me that Christopher Walken is in a movie, I'm going to go see it.
Yeah, I know because
Period.
you have
And
loved.
it's like,
Yeah,
and I just don't care. I just don't. It's like, what's
Yeah.
he playing? He's playing a psychotic Drano can. I'm there, baby.
No. Christopher Walken. There's a few actors that are like him, including John Wayne. Christopher Walken plays Christopher Walken.
Exactly. That's
Yeah.
exactly what he does.
If you want to say an actor that it doesn't matter how bad or how good the movie is, I'll watch whatever he's in. John Malkovich, because he
Okay.
always plays weird roles,
Oh,
I like
or
Pirate
he
Bay.
plays a role that's really serious, and he brings some weird aspect to it that makes it even more interesting. He's
Red.
absolutely hilarious. Oh yeah, I'm getting the pig. Still makes me laugh to this day.
See, my
No,
problem
he's
is
absolutely interesting because I developed a thing for watching anything he was in after I saw Being John Malkovich, and it just this weird cerebral movie that goes hyper meta.
I need to watch that one.
My
There
actor.
are, however, okay, go ahead.
Okay, my actor that if someone mentions it, I'll watch the movie that they're in. Michael Caine.
Ah,
Yeah,
That's good.
yeah.
yeah, he's good too.
He's great.
I
Okay,
liked
go
him.
ahead.
I liked him in the Ipcress file. Did you see that?
No, but I should now. When I was
70s spy movie, really good.
Oh, okay. Your camera moved up, so now we can see from your nose.
You can only see the part of. You can only see this part of me.
Yep.
It's the best
You're-
part of me, by the way.
Which
But,
explains why you have it covered in glasses and a hat.
Oh,
I spent I don't know, our monthly food budget to go see Secondhand Lions when it came out, and oh my goodness, that was a hell of a movie for me. I was little, but that was our food budget money, and my parents took me, and I was so happy they did.
Marty, Christopher Lloyd. You tell me Christopher Lloyd's in something, I will go watch it. I don't care what it is.
Nah, okay. Not so much for me.
Yeah, and for the people who don't know who Christopher Lloyd is, because
I cannot
he's
think
played
of a
some
thing.
iconic roles, and most people go, "Oh," and they say one of his major roles, not his actual name.
I
Well-
cannot think of a movie that he's been in where I have not thoroughly enjoyed his performance.
well, I could give you one.
I mean, okay, go ahead.
Cook, give me Genesis. No.
Oh, come on.
I thought
That's
he was good.
Okie
even that.
dokie.
I thought that was great.
Christopher Lee.
Oh,
Good.
you want to talk about someone who's
Good.
just cinema level royalty? Christopher Lee.
I didn't
Yeah.
really watch much of it. Other than Lord of the Rings, I really didn't know him that well.
Now,
Come
there
on,
are some-
Dracula.
Never seen
Yeah,
it.
all those Dracula movies he did for Hammer Films.
Oh hell yeah! Hammer Films was like, you want to talk about B horror, that it was just absolutely fantastic to go binge watch. Go watch anything from Hammer Horror. But if you want to watch Dracula or any vampire stuff, it's actually, it seems chintzy and cheesy as hell, but it's actually really good. Go watch Christopher Lee's
Well, the thing
Dracula.
is, they're fun. The Hammer Films are, but even I think it was, I don't know if it was a biography or an autobiography I was reading, but he said towards the end, after he'd done the Dracula role several times, they stopped giving him a script. And he said we would all show up on the set. We'd have a weekend to shoot a movie, and he goes, we would all just make it up as we went along. You know, we might have an outline of basically this is where you start and this is where you end, and just go, baby.
That sounds a lot
Right.
like Bela
Okay,
Lugosi's spots
so-
from.
There are
Cloud
some
Nine.
teams of actors that I love as couples. Tom Hanks and Meg Ryan did 3 movies together, and I thought they were brilliant, paired off against each other in 3 movies. Joe versus the Volcano, Sleepless in Seattle, and You've Got Mail. I loved
Okay.
all 3 of those
I
movies.
have 3. I have 3 movies that I need to watch then because I haven't seen
Yeah,
any of them.
Joe versus the Volcano was this weird little film that
Campy,
like nobody has
independent
seen,
comedy.
and I loved the heck out of it. And she played like 3 parts in that movie, which
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
part of the fun.
Okay,
and then
It's a cult classic for a reason.
and the other
Has-
pair is Adam Sandler and oh come on, I cannot remember her name all of a sudden. The little girl from E.T.
Oh, Drew Barrymore.
Drew Barrymore. They're another pair that
50
just
First
is
Dates.
so great
Yeah.
together.
they have great
Yeah,
chemistry.
50 First Dates. I think the blended was not quite so brilliant, but 50 First Dates is one of my favorite movies. And then God, suddenly I can't remember what the other one was they did. They've also done the Wedding Singer. The Wedding Singer
Yeah.
was
That
dude.
was
I
pretty
watched
good.
that about 100 times. Back when Jim and I had an apartment together, he'd be hearing, "Oh, Tom's watching The Wedding Singer again."
Yeah, Adam Sandler is one of those guys that figured out how to do comedic movies and do well at them, even if they weren't hugely successful.
Well, the thing is I loved movies like The Wedding Singer where it was fun and fairly clean, but then it's like with 50 First Dates, you had to have this like weird, gross stuff in it.
Yeah,
and
he seemed to. Yeah, once they started letting him do whatever it was he wanted to do, he got kind of dark. He got
And,
kind of weird.
and then what was it? The animated movie he did where like the reindeer are pooping everywhere. It's like, why do you
Oh,
need those
Eight
little?
Crazy Nights.
Why do you need those little gross moments in what otherwise is a brilliant comedy? I mean,
For him,
excuse me.
he's got his own rule of thumb. Like Star Trek, always go with the even ones. For him, it's every 3rd or 4th movie is halfway decent. The problem is you don't know which 3rd or 4th movie it is.
Well,
Yeah.
you've got Uncut Gems. You've got Punch Drunk Love.
Yeah, I heard.
Punch Drunk
Uncut
Love I
Gems.
liked. Punch Drunk Love, and that was the one that was just so off the wall. But when we finished it, I remember we rented that, we finished the movie, we got all the way through it. I had to rewind the DVD and watch it again because it was just so.
Excuse me. you
What
did
have I just watched?
What did
I had
what
to
did you
rewind.
do again?
Don't you always rewind your DVDs before you return them?
Just checking.
I had to start it over and watch it again because it was just.
I've done
I
that
finished
with-
watching this
I've
and
done
I'm like,
that with movies
what did
before,
I just
yeah.
watch?
Yeah, I've definitely done that with movies before. That or they're just so good. First time I did that was The Abyss.
Mm.
I went. I saw him in the theater. I went and saw Abyss. I saw it in the theater because it was supposed to have these great special effects, and I was not disappointed. I walked out of the theater, up to the ticket box. Give me another ticket, please. Bought another ticket, got a large Coke, went back in, watched it again. Both times, I was the only person in the theater.
That was one of
Huh?
those movies where you're like, and that was one of those movies where you're like, what is this? Is this horror? Is this science fiction? And even at the end of the movie, you're like,
it was all awesome. Is all I knew.
Yeah.
I thought it was great.
Okay, so I am a complete and total germaphobe, so I have a really hard time going to movie theaters.
You should
And-
go see the Andromeda Strain.
yes, absolutely. We need to have a night where we make her watch the Andromeda Strain and just watch her react to it.
Ooh.
Yeah, yeah.
We
We
just
need
need a
a full-
reaction video
What
of the
we
Andromeda
really
strain.
need, though, is we need like a full body cam, and it'd be like the part where you think the spiders are on you, see where she scratches first.
The way her eyes just shifted, she's like, no. I think we may.
What
need,
about
she
that,
may
like-
need to, we need to make this a bet.
It's like, oh my god, I think they're crawling in my hair.
I'll just say one thing about these.
The last spider bite I got required an EpiPen, so anything
That's
that
what I
bites or stings, it's just like, yeah, no, I don't like them.
I remember reading the book and then seeing the movie on TV, and that movie was one like there was like no music.
Yeah, they did that on purpose to make it seem clinical.
Yeah.
I
That
will
was
say
the
one thing
story.
about the Andromeda strain.
Yeah.
I didn't like the color green for a while afterwards.
Every once in a while, I'll say the beginning of that film to somebody just when they tell me how great. Oh, we love film. I go, really? We have a fire. Let's see what their reaction is. Say, if you get that one, I know you're telling me the truth. If you really like science fiction, you'll know that scene. I'm sorry, Johnson, but we have a fire.
It's been forever since I've seen it.
Yeah. I mean, I was. Good Lord, I was in college the first time when that came out. Well, actually, not when it came out. When I saw it.
I know you guys are having fun on this topic, but we're 45 minutes in, so I think we should move on.
Oh no!
to-
Whatever will we do? We only got a half hour left. What will we talk about? We're gonna run out of internet, guys. Hurry it up!
All right. One last actor. You can mull over it and go, yeah. Not that I look him out, but if he's in there, he raises the level of the movie, I think. Gary
Tom's
Oldman.
blinking.
I got some dust in my eye.
No, like your camera.
Yeah,
We must be
all
running out of
super
internet.
pixelated. Are you screwing with your connection right now on purpose?
Gary Oldman, the guy from The Fifth Element.
Oh hell
Yeah.
yeah!
Oh
He
God!
disappears into his roles.
Oh, let him go all the way in then. Tell me what
Leon
he's
the
in.
Professional.
Tell me what he's been in that he's been good in.
Leon the Professional.
No, what else?
Seriously?
I didn't
Batman?
even like The Fifth Element. What else was he in?
He was in Leon the Professional. He was also in the 3 Batman movies, the trilogy.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
played
okay.
Commissioner Gordon.
And I can't remember off the top of my head. Yeah. He disappears into his roles. You don't really
Maybe
know
I'll-
that's him.
Yeah, well, maybe I'll have to watch the 3 Batman
I
movies.
can't picture him as in those Batman movies as Commissioner Gordon though.
Yeah,
He
but
is.
he is. I remember seeing pictures of it. I've never actually seen them, so it doesn't matter much to me.
Which ones were they?
The one that Keith Ledger died in the middle.
Oh, he
Yeah.
was in the Dark Knight series. Oh,
Yeah.
well,
Yeah.
I didn't really like those. I may be in the minority, but I didn't like those very much.
I mean, Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy.
Bram Stoker's Dracula.
Oh, he was in that, wasn't he? Okay,
Yeah.
I take it back. There was one thing I liked him in. Okay.
The Scarlet Letter, Murder in the First. Oh, he was also Dr. Zachary Smith in Lost in Space. I forgot he was in that.
Yeah.
The movie wasn't all that great,
Hitman's-
but he was good.
Hitman's Bodyguard.
Was it the
Oh,
movie? Yeah, it
Yeah,
was.
he played the dictator in that.
I love that one. It was-
Lost in Space was great right up until they actually got lost in space.
Oh, you
I
know what?
like the.
He was pretty good in Dawn and Planet of the Apes, too.
So Jim, you're outspoken. Should I do our small announcement before or after we talk about Lower Decks?
You're going to make a little announcement?
Mhm.
What's her name?
If I start dating women again, you have my permission to shoot me, okay? Because
Hey, I'd rather just watch.
You pretty much every other male of the human species. But that's
Ladies and
about
gentlemen,
women.
this is
Just-
definitely PG-13, if not higher.
You just keep walking right into these. You know, you really do.
I know.
It's red. You know, gets me going.
Anyways, continue.
You probably should announce your announcement before we completely lose track of.
Yeah, really. We've only got 27 minutes of internet to go, so you better hurry.
So, Starport Omega, basically everyone that you see in this podcast, plus a few friends of mine, will be on an Ark Survival server.
Mm-hmm.
And we are going to be Great Gaming, and I will be streaming that.
Oh, that's
So
right.
that is something to be looking forward to.
So
just
you're
do
gonna be
not
my
buy
million
it.
various deaths.
As
Just
everyone,
do not buy a copy on Humble because I still haven't gotten my key after a week.
Still waiting for my key.
They
and that's
ran out
fine.
of
I've
keys.
already paid for a year. We've got time.
Am
How
I
do you
being
run out of
invited to play
keys?
now?
Humble
You know what it is,
bundle,
Brad?
apparently,
Is
we're
the
on
sale
keys.
the sale ended and they were charging $10 for it. Steam is charging $50. So even if you knock down the 30% wholesale cut, Steam's got to charge $35 for that game. Humble's not willing to pay $35 for keys for something the customers paid $10 for.
And I'm totally okay for waiting on it because the beginning of winter is where they like to jab me with needles. So I'm on and off and on and off heart medicine, which is like today. So I'm. On top of that, it's like I always get the calls of, "Hey, I can't game today. Why? I have the flu," or some stupid shit.
I'm kind of curious how that's gonna work when people should be staying at home as much as possible.
Oh, here? No, there's no such thing. No, we actually had a record-breaking high, and our governor went, "We're no longer going to be reporting on this."
Oh, so instead of doing something about it, they're like, "We're just not going to talk about it."
Yeah.
It'll
So.
just go away on its own when everybody's dead.
That's the argument for not testing. Well, I mean, if we don't test, the numbers are lower.
See there? Everybody's cured. They're all better.
Okay,
Don't get
everybody,
hurt,
do
though.
your
The hospital
southern
is full.
accent in fuck. Can't say it now.
Y'all
You're-
come back now, you hear?
Jed, your turn.
For what?
Southern accent.
Why would you want to hear that?
Jim.
Oh, I already did one.
Do
You
it
guys,
again.
it doesn't
Move
count
on
for
about
fun.
your business. Now I ain't got no time for you. Move on down the road and get it on out of here. Shit. How's that?
Sounded like you were from Louisiana.
Well, you said south. You didn't say what part.
Okay, fair
I
enough.
kind of got a little Cajun in there.
Go on down out of here.
Yeah, why would anyone want to hear my crappy southern accent? Now get out of here.
Colonel.
Oh God, having spent entirely too much time in the South. Well, grits ain't nothing but ground up corn and butter.
Well, they ain't nothing but ground up.
I don't want you playing no foosball, Bobby Boucher. Foosball is the devil.
Oh, bless her little heart. She is cute as a peach, but dumber than all the tools in the shed.
Oh God, what was that one line that set one of my friends off? Oh, now listen here, little missy.
Oh,
Yeah, someone got real pissy with her on the phone. That's how they responded. It's like,
Listen here, missy.
oh.
What I get a lot if I'm out with friends, like before, this shit hit the fan. Not naming it because we have someone that is live streaming this to YouTube, which has different rules.
Human
So,
malware.
not naming.
really?
Yeah.
Well,
So-
YouTube likes to demonetize.
The thing that older men like to approach me to say is, you'd probably get more dates if you didn't act so smart.
Seriously?
You know what you got to say back is you'd probably get more if you stopped saying things like that to pretty girls.
You'd probably do better if you didn't act so
Then they just
dumb.
walk
I live in the area where it's still practiced of, well, women should be seen, not heard. You're obviously not doing your wifely duties.
Well, then take a good look at this as it walks
Define
away from
wifely
you.
duties, because that's a whole different ball game. Ugh,
Oh,
no, let's not
trust
open that
me.
can of let's not open that can of worms.
Yeah,
That's a rat
let's not
hole
go
we'll
there right
all
now.
go down and not come out of.
A woman should be.
Watch it.
So yeah, so that is the joys of living in the South. And this
I
is
can
coming from
hear
someone
the
that has
banjo.
lived here for quite a while. Half my life, more than half my life, actually. And I always take a trip up north every now and then because, I need it.
Very nice.
You need a semi-annual sanity check.
So the last trip we took up north, outside of moving my mother as far the fuck away from me as I could, was 2016. We went to Pittsburgh during the summer, during July, the hottest month in fucking Arkansas.
No reason to get the hell out.
Yes. We got out of hell. So we went up north and we walked around the city. It was like 73 degrees. One of the guys that was with us was bitching that he didn't bring any sweaters. There was like no humidity. It was beautiful. It was absolutely fucking splendid. And I know you guys are missing that cool, breezy air too. Because you guys are boiling
I like
alive.
just cool in general because having my backyard hit 119 degrees.
Awesome.
No.
Oh, hi, baby. You want to come up?
Dear God Almighty, no.
Did you turn off your camera, Jim?
Like they said it was going to hit 115. It hit 119. They said the next day it was going to hit 117?
What do you got?
And I'm staring at my thermometer, and I think it may have actually stopped working at about 120.
Funny. You missed it.
Yeah. It's like, I'm sorry. We don't live in Death Valley. Why are we seeing 120 degrees?
Reasons?
Yeah, reasons.
Yeah. There's totally nothing going on with the environment. Like
No.
seriously, we're getting floods in Northern California, and the Southern California's on fire. It's like,
Yeah.
welcome to
Half a
California.
million, half a
where the
million
weather
people
is
in
as
Oregon have been
crazy as we are.
evacuated because of fire.
I
Half
can do
a
a southern
million
accent
people.
again. Yeah, the fire. Remember last night we were talking. It said the nearest fire was 80 miles away.
Yeah.
It's 30 now.
Whoa.
Dang.
Nearest fire to me is, I think, 10 or 15. I think that they
Yeah.
got that
Oh
one
yeah,
contained.
that one.
Stay
Idiots playing
safe.
with explosives.
So I wonder if she's gonna attack me for doing this. She attacked me earlier for doing this. No, we're totally cool with getting scratches. I took her collar off and she like mauled my hand for it.
Kitty don't want to have her bling taken off.
Oh yeah, that
No, she didn't want us to see her true form.
Boop.
That's the only thing. That's the only thing keeping her in cat form.
Oh.
So what was our next topic?
Lower
Something
decks or some announcement.
Let's see,
Announcement
announcement was
done.
ARC.
Yeah.
Now we're lower decking it, right?
Lower deck.
I don't get to screw with you very often, buddy. Normally you're screwing with me. I gotta get
I
my
don't
shot
think
through
we've
what I can.
ever screwed, so I don't know what you're referring to.
Okay, real quick.
I opened the
Out
door
of all
on that
the-
one and you slammed my freaking dick in it.
You guys have watched everyone except for the latest one for a couple of you. What's your
Yeah.
favorite episode so far?
I gotta.
So
I know which one's mine, but I'm kind of curious if anybody else is gonna say it.
I'm thinking the second one, the one with the Klingon.
I like the
Klingon
most
was
recent
good.
one.
Klingon was good to me. Still to this day,
It
buffer
was
time.
it was
Buffer time by far and away.
kind of character
Yeah.
building, and then there was a lot of violence in it, and I'm kind of on the dark side of shit, so yeah.
I will
Sorry.
answer your question about ARC in just a second, Gilbert.
Oh,
I
sorry.
won't let you go without knowing what that is. I gotta say I like the buffer time episode. I think honestly my most enjoyable one so far was the one with the Genesis ship, where it started like transforming both of the starships. And
Oh yeah, that was pretty good too.
Yeah,
That's
that
the
was
one that
that was
felt-
the buffer time episode.
was that buffer time?
Yeah.
I thought buffer time was. Yeah, I mean that's the one that felt like the most like a legit old school Star Trek episode to me. It's one that wasn't. They weren't making everything funny with dumb humor. Everything was fairly organic to the plot. And unlike Envoy #2, where he went #2 on his sword. I mean, I thought that was just way over the top. That whole sequence with the Klingon. Although I have to
think
say,
they're
I did
kind
like watching Boimler get nommed on by that spider. I thought that was hilarious.
They hit a high pitch. They had to push their limits to see what would work.
hmm
Those are nice.
Like
But
how
the
far
difference
could
is,
they?
the
Can I
difference
just
is the
say
first
something?
Go ahead.
Just real quick. Look at my cat, and look where my phone is.
He's waiting for a call.
I feel like the first two episodes were they were working too hard on, they were pushing too hard on the humor, and then after they got over that, they started to write plots where the humor was integrated into the plot rather than being something that kind of pushed on top of it. And I think they do better with that. The Orville was the same way. The first episode of the Orville was just dumb, but then
The first season was pretty out there.
well, yeah, but once you got into like the fourth or fifth episode, the Orville really started to be legit science fiction. That episode with the world ship, I mean, come on, that was great sci-fi.
That was
Yeah,
good
Yeah,
stuff.
it was.
And it
no,
was
Orville,
great
they had
Star
to
Trek style sci-fi. I mean,
they had to pull back the Family Guy kind of like comedy. And once they pulled that back and kind of reined in what they did, that show became really good.
yeah. Although I will say, if I have to watch another Mocklin episode, I will just turn it off. If we have another episode that's about Mocklin sexuality,
Yeah,
I got so tired of that after like the fifth one last
there
season.
was. Yeah, I was gonna say there wasn't anything wrong with doing the episodes, but it's like, can we talk about something else?
Yeah, it just turned into the Mockless hour after the like the
Yeah.
second half of the season.
I mean, he was it's an interesting character. I'll go along with that, but
Well, the Mocklins are supposed to be their version of the Klingons, so.
Well, it's not just their
Sorry.
version of the Klingons. Yeah, they're obviously that, but it's also, because the Mocklins are a unisex species, it created a whole new way to talk about certain parts of society.
they're not even
And-
species.
Well, no, they're not, obviously. We know that now. But the point being that, like, I loved those episodes individually, but there were so many of them together that it just got to be really overload. I would
Yeah.
like to have seen those spread out over maybe one a season instead of half of the episodes of the second season being about Mockless.
Yeah, that probably.
Yeah, but there's one scene that made me absolutely love the Mocklins. It's like they can eat anything. I'm gonna go get a bag of nails. This is gonna be a new lunchtime.
Yeah. They're definitely
Just-
guys.
How giddy he was! It's like I'm gonna get a bag of nails. This is gonna be great. It's like,
Yeah. I'm already
oh god, I'm
Sorry.
joking over here because I'm laughing too much.
outdoors.
So we got a quiet moment here, Gildan. Ark Survival Evolved is it's a game where you apparently get dropped on I've never played it, so this is just how I perceive it, having bought it and getting ready to play it. You're dropped on this alien planet, kind of like on Minecraft. You've got to find resources and materials to survive. You get to capture and train dinosaurs, and you get to
dodos.
shoot things.
Yeah, it's basically Far Cry meets Minecraft
There you go.
with dinosaurs.
With
Like,
dinosaurs.
Yeah, you get a dinosaur. You can put a freaking saddle on and ride around a dinosaur and attack things.
That just
Come
sounds like
on.
great fun.
Do you need another
Yeah.
reason to play the game?
The reason I had been hesitant to play the game in the past is because the game, you have to maintain your training and your buildings and stuff, I guess. So there's decay built into the game, and I think the server that Bunny put together should turn the decay off or way down so that we won't have that being a
Yeah.
problem.
Yeah,
And I don't want to have to play a game every day. It's like if I want to take a break if I want to take a break for a week, I don't want to come back to find everything's fallen apart because I didn't log in every day to play it.
Yeah, when I spawned into the world, though, I did spawn on a raptor, which instantly was bad. Just SOL.
Yeah, no, that's one of the things about Ark is that you have to understand you will die. It's not a question of if, you will.
Just a matter of time.
Yeah, which is why I made the crack about
So,
Bunny basically being POV from my many deaths.
yeah, so, predictions for Lower Decks, since we covered based on what Ark is.
So there is a little known podcast that is a Star Trek podcast that is done by two writers for a different television show. Matt Myra is one of them. Matt Myra's been all over the Nerdist and quite a few other podcasts. And there have been at least two call outs now to Matt's podcast in Lower Decks. So I predict that at some point in the season, you will be running down the hallway and you will see two guys sitting at it. And one of the conceits of the show is that they're podcasting from the USS Enterprise. But because the Enterprise doesn't have a production lounge or a production office, they're basically sitting in the hallway outside of the Admiral's suite. So they're basically sitting in a hallway outside of 10 Forward, doing, with a folding table and a couple of microphones. So I predict you're going to be running down the halls of the Cerritos at some point, and you're going to see this short, fat dude and this tall, skinny dude sitting at a table with a pair of microphones, watching the whatever's going by.
Okay, fair enough. Judd, haven't heard from you in a hot minute.
Okay.
Predictions?
We only got 2 more episodes left, so I don't know. It seems to be getting a little bit better, but
Oh, they've only got 2 more? I thought they were gonna run all the way through till Discovery started.
well, I think it was 10 total episodes. So maybe
So we
4
have
more
4 more
episodes.
episodes, which is just
So
about
4
right
more.
then.
Yeah, because they're going to start Discovery middle of October, isn't it?
Yes, October 15th. I'm excited.
Okay. Final.
Honestly, I don't really, with how off the wall the show is, I don't know how to make a prediction because each episode seemingly has pretty much no connection to the previous.
Kind of. There is a commonality that is building between our 2 main characters.
Well, both pairs
I-
of main characters, if you've noticed.
Yeah. I am predicting awkwardness. Like something super cringe is going to happen. Something that's going to make me question why the fuck I watched the series.
Like
I'm going to
Boimler
go
and
with
Mariner are
Romulan
gonna wake
Ale
up.
and a very interesting night that neither one wants to ever think
Yeah,
about
that's
again.
what I was going to say. Something along those lines. They'll go off for
Yeah.
shore leave and find themselves in the same bed in the morning, and they'll be trying to retrace their steps from last night. Both of them
One's going to be
hoping
freaking out, and the other one's going to be like, probably not the first time.
Yeah. Like Mariner, this last one, she was probably the most feminine that I've seen her the entire episodes. This
She's
last,
the most likable I have seen her in the entire series.
but she wasn't just, I'm going to one up him. I'm going to do this. Like at one point she's feeding him being better and one upping her, kind of out of guilt or feeling bad for him. But the last episode that we watched, it was legitimately them working together and her actually paying him a fucking compliment. So I'm waiting for shit to hit the fan. I'm waiting to either hate the second to last episode or the last one. Something.
Now, what about the Andorian girl and the cyborg dude? I swear to God, I thought something was going to
cutesy.
happen for a minute there. They are so
They
cute.
So cutesy since the day they introduced them to each
Yeah.
other, and she was like, he's willing to drop his job and switch positions just to spend the night with her.
Yeah, but I don't see it as any type of romantic involvement. It's more like they both kind of just click.
Well,
they
no,
both
I
do.
think there's romance because that last episode, he admits that.
Well, let's back up a second. In the pilot episode, he had a date. Was it the pilot episode? He had that date that went so well right up until the end. It was the pilot, and at the end of it, he's like, the access on the door wasn't working. This is bugging me. And his date's like, so? And then when he told Tindy about it, she's like, yeah, right?
Really?
That right there tells you that they're
Yeah.
peas in a pod.
Yeah, they have a connection. They're really cutesy. They are, they're that high school couple that you always think are, they're gonna go off, get married, have kids. They're gonna be together forever. And
You know
even
what,
when it's good.
I'm going to say this about romance on television. It's always fun watching the little bit of romantic tension, and it seems like it always ruins that when they couple people up. But what bugs me more is when they couple people up unnecessarily.
Yeah.
So I think that Star Trek Next Generation did Troy and Riker perfectly. They never made them overtly romantic, And the one or two times in the series where it looked like something was going to happen, it got sidetracked really quickly. Like there was a scene on Bajor where the two of them were going to snog. I mean, they were standing right there. Will had his arms around her, romantic setting, and he was going in for the kiss, and Mama showed up. And then they got kidnapped by Ferengi. And oh, you're getting hellos over there. So I was just going to say, I really hope this doesn't turn into this romantic thing with them. I hope it stays this little meet cute, things happen, but they go back to being buddies through the series.
Hey, Dad, will you say hubba hubba?
Hubba hubba.
I need to like record that in like a deep voice. That's hubba hubba. Anytime hubba joins, because
hubba hubba
hubba
Habakkuk.
Yeah.
Is that a real name, Habakkuk, or is that just a username because you like Habakkuk?
I know that Haba is at work, so he may not respond right away.
What is the matter?
Well, there's like a 20-second delay.
Huh?
What is the matter with your camera, Tom?
It's trying to autofocus. There's also
it's a username.
If I bump the table,
also the color's off. You look very gray.
Pale.
Really?
You're very washed out right now, dude.
All pixelated. It looks like crap. Fix it.
Yeah, it looks like the 1990s webcam right here.
Yeah, the most expensive camera on the stream is looking like the cheapest.
Wow, that's really sad because my picture looks great on my end.
So you're saying it's your internet?
No, man, that's the mirror.
Stop your camera and restart it.
It's the mirror. Why does Logitech settings take so long to start up? Because that's the wrong dang application.
Because it's
Man.
Logitech.
We're gonna get it.
There it is.
I put her programs on the phone, so she
white balance.
stopped pestering me about it. She got it.
I can make it a little bit more. I don't know. Does that look any better? It's too much color. Way too much color.
How about we figure this out later?
Yeah.
Because some of us still gotta cook dinner.
Oh, that's
Anyways.
right. It's not this late for you guys. I keep forgetting that.
Yeah, no, it's not almost 1 a.m.
It's almost midnight. You're off by an hour.
Eh.
Oh, man.
That's too much.
Oh, pop. Cricket.
Anyways. You guys are the ones that brought it up.
Sorry.
I thought the picture looked pretty good myself. I'm just saying, I thought it looked good.
Was this is I think Confession Penguin or something? My roommate went on a rant about how 2020 is going. Ends it with, "This is not the social war Captain Sisko and Dr. Bashir saw, and I don't like it."
I'm down with
Yeah,
that.
let's avoid that topic like the plague, because that's not something I
Yeah.
want to think about right now.
Yeah, because that created some awkward silence.
It's me. When do I not make things awkward?
Okay, so
Yeah, you really
your
want to shut a
least-
conversation down? Just send Brad in.
your least favorite episode so far of Lower Decks.
First two?
Yeah, the first one.
Yeah,
First one.
easily.
Yeah, I
easily
gotta
The
go
the
first
for
one
first
where,
one.
where the monster picked up that guy and was like sucking him in and sucking him back out and all that. That made me very uncomfortable.
Really? You uncomfortable?
That was honestly, I thought, the funniest part of the episode. The part that
I'm watching that and I'm
only
just
the
like,
visual, the sight
I
gag.
don't care to watch
That
this
had me
anymore.
rolling my eyes going, seriously, this is their
So-
level of humor?
The first two episodes, my favorite part in the first two is probably the banter between Mariner's mom and dad. Like, you take her. No, she's your problem
Oh
now.
yeah,
Put her
yeah.
in the brig. She loves the brig. Hey,
I gotta,
yeah,
I gotta
that's-
tell you though, she should not be on either one of their ships. I mean,
Oh
Just-
yeah.
she
Yeah.
should not be.
damn it. What the hell?
I mean, as more and more of her backstory comes out, it's just like she's basically Kirk, like gung-ho cowboy, but in the age of Picard. And so everyone's just like scratching their head trying to figure out how the hell do we get her to like.
Oh my gosh!
Help.
You're right. You're absolutely right. Mariner is Kirk in Picard in the era of Picard, and this show takes place a year after Nemesis, by the way. So that gives you a perspective of where it is. But you're absolutely right, Brad.
She's a cowboy. Like, she's damn good at her job. She has very little tolerance for authority or rules when they get in the way of her doing her job. And she's damn good at when she focuses on doing
really
something,
good at
she's
what she
damn
does.
good at it.
Yeah.
And you look at the friends she's made in the series that as more of the series progresses, and we find out more and more. A Klingon battle lord is like a sworn blood brother. I mean, as a Star Trek fan, you know how big of a deal that is. That is huge in any version of Star Trek. That is a huge feat to pull off. And they act like it's nothing. I'm just like, this chick is a legitimate badass. But she doesn't.
Why is she still an ensign?
Yeah.
Well, she keeps getting busted down. It's just like Kirk made it all the way to Admiral, and then, well, pulled Kirk.
I feel
and
like she should
got
be.
kicked
I
down
feel
to
like she
captain.
should be Section 31.
I think she's too much of a wild card for them.
Well, the
That's
reason
true,
why
yeah.
Kirk got busted down from Admiral to Captain is because he was getting tired of the desk job. He wanted to go back out in space.
Yeah, he's the traditional Wild West, cowboy lawman. That's what he was. He wants to go out and see. He wants to experience. He wants to know. But at the same time, he's not afraid to make the tough decisions. Which, in Picard's era, the tough decisions were more diplomacy and negotiation than they were screw it, fire.
Well, yeah, that's another one to mention is the guys the Star Trek podcast was talking about this just the last one I was listening to. The Enterprise D has fired the fewest photon torpedoes out of any Star Trek series.
Someone actually sat down and did the math for
Well, of
that?
course they did.
They say
Voyager-
otakus are bad, but apparently no one in Japan's ever put a otaku versus a hardcore Star Trek fan.
Voyager has shot something like 120 photon torpedoes. Even
They
though
have
in
a
the pilot,
negative 120, I think was the total count.
yeah,
that
even though
someone
in the
came up with.
pilot, Janeway said we only have 37 and we can't make more.
Though
Obviously,
they
they
did
figured out
develop
how to
that
make
ability
more.
later.
Yeah. Well, I mean, all it takes is, I'm sure that the machine can be replicated, but you still have to fill it with you
Raw
still have to fill the gas
materials.
tank with antimatter. And that's going to have to come out of their antimatter supplies. That's their fuel.
How?
Yeah, let's not screw with the lithium reactor. Bad things happen when you mess with it.
Well, that's how the photon torpedoes are fueled. I mean, all of them, all the 37, they don't sit there with the antimatter in there. They get fueled up before they get shot.
Okay, not to get too technical, but that's something that's always made me scratch my head. Are they solid state or are they like traditional chemical rockets? Are they
They
ready
are
to
the
go
machine-
or are they filled on launch? Because according to original Star Trek, they're ready to go. They just get fired.
Well, the machine, if I read the technical manual correctly, if I remember the technical manual correctly, I should say, the torpedoes they're completely assembled and ready to go, except that they don't have an antimatter charge in them. And the antimatter is deuterium gas. It's basically hydrogen gas that's been converted to antimatter. And have a
Night,
great one,
Gilded.
Gilded.
Thanks for joining
And
us.
so when Picard says something like maximum yield, that's when they charge the torpedo with the amount of antimatter that they need for the particular job that it's going to do. So if he says maximum yield, they're filling that thing's fuel tank full so that it will give you the biggest explosion. But that also means it's got to trade something else off, like travel speed or range or something like that.
Or it could be like modern nukes where you use a dial system.
But yeah, they have those are antimatter explosives. Since antimatter has to be powered in order to be stored, the antimatter modules need power to keep the antimatter from touching the outside of the case. They have to be stored with the ship's antimatter. So that little bit of deuterium is siphoned off of the antimatter pods that run the warp drive, dropped into the torpedo. Then the torpedo is put in the bay and shot out with an electromagnetic
Thanks
launcher.
for the gifted sub, Hava.
It's a railgun.
And then it's a railgun basically. And then when they're launched, the torpedo's own warp drive actually takes over and drives the torpedo. So anyways, that's what the technical manual says. So since the guys that wrote the show wrote the technical manual, I will take that as canon.
Well, yeah, fair enough.
Okuda, and Okuda's one of the guys that wrote it. I can't remember the other one.
Okuda and his wife.
Was it his wife? No, I thought it was somebody else.
Denise and Michael Okuda.
Okay.
Wife, Denise Okuda.
Technical manual
Rick
is-
Sternbach.
Rick Sternbach,
Have a good night. Hopefully you'll catch me next time. I'll catch you next time.
Everybody's
Thanks for
losing.
joining
We should
me.
start arguing about things again.
yeah.
Ooh, I have
So
an argument subject.
what drives me crazy is when I see stuff in the technical manual and then you see stuff on the show that's completely different, and you're like, okay, who's right here?
Anything that is committed to film or video that's shown, that's canon. Anything
Yeah, that's
that's
first
written,
level canon.
anything that's written is mutable canon. As far
I have
as
actually
official stuff.
decided that the technical manual is canonical, and if you see something different, if someone on the screen says something different, then they're just wrong. Because there have been a couple of times where someone has said something that is conflicted, but like what's his face, Harry Kim said something about being back in the days before they had replicators, and yet we've seen replicators as far back as Enterprise. They call it something else. They call it a protein sequencer, but it's the same thing.
Well,
So-
no, because the protein sequencer didn't work off of like a dense neutral matter block and then reconstruct it on a molecular
They
level.
had an actual chef in Enterprise.
But even so, okay, let's just set that aside. We've seen many examples in the original series with replicators and with food processors, with ship stores. Seems to have everything you could possibly imagine. There's no way they could store Quaker uniforms on board the Enterprise. There's no way they could have all this stuff on board. They have to be fabricating it somehow. And then we've even seen times where they have the little cards and they stick it in there, and then the stuff comes out of the food slot, and they literally said, it makes whatever food you ask for. And so I think we have replicators even on the original series. They're just not called that. We clearly have replicators in Discovery. We clearly,
They're pretty clear.
they
Just
make
go.
replicates. It fabricates a uniform for Burnham. Fabrication
Yeah.
complete. I think it's synthesis complete. That's what the crew computer says. So I think we had. So that's an example of where something Harry Kim said in Voyager contradicts other canon, which comes back to canon is not always canon. Sometimes
This
you
is
got to
what
pick
you
and
get
choose.
for listening to
Well,
Harry
it's not
Kim.
like Star Wars under Lucas, where they had a single person who was responsible for keeping the canon straight.
Well, and see that's the mistake. That's the mistake they made. And to be fair, other productions had learned from that mistake. When TNG was being made, they didn't really have like a canon. They didn't have like a canon czar. They didn't have somebody whose entire job was to make sure that scripts didn't conflict with other scripts, and that what happened in one script, like if you have a solution to a problem in one script, and later on they conveniently forget that's available. Why can't they just use the transporter? They used the transporter for that 3 episodes ago. And why can't they just get in a shuttlecraft then if the transporter doesn't work? There was not somebody on the set whose entire job was just to make those things happen and keep those things consistent.
Well,
Other shows have learned from that, and Chuck Lorre doing The Big Bang Theory had a guy on staff. His entire job was to make sure that everything that happened on that show was consistent with reality and consistent with real science, and where Sheldon's equations and stuff were actually legit and not just.
They started doing that earlier in movies. It's called continuity.
Yeah,
They usually have somebody doing it now.
a continuity czar. Yeah.
well,
Yeah, but the difference between continuity is that's just within that show. But
Right.
a canon czar would be across the entire Star Trek.
Well,
universe.
yeah, I mean, they couldn't
Yeah.
have one person doing continuity because it's like, I've worked here for 50 years. bring that a little closer, will you? I can almost make it out. Yeah, they wouldn't be able to
Excuse
see
me.
shit.
Well, just I mean, you or I as fans have seen you and I, Jim, have seen every episode of Star Trek, most of them more than once.
And ones that people have made up on the side, yes.
Yes. So the point being that if we sat there, you give us a script, we'd be like, okay, well, you know what? Back in the original series, they used the transporter to solve this problem. Then the writers have to go, okay, well, we can't hang the plot now on this problem. Are we going to break the transporters, or are we going to change the problem? And I mean, that's all you need. Is someone who knows the series well enough to be able to say, well, this is how this thing worked. In another episode, they inverted the phase matrix and used a neutrino beam to do this.
Yeah,
so
I got to tell you,
2 years later, they need to use another neutrino beam with an inverted phase matrix to do that same thing.
Yeah, I don't pay attention to that much.
Yeah,
You
Voyager
okay,
kind
Jen?
of broke me on that.
Okay.
Yeah, we can change the polarity on the thingamajigger. Great, do that.
But good Lord, some of their technobabble is so terrible. But you know, at the same time, some of it was actually. There were times though when I've listened to it and it's actually been reasonable. Like when you listen to the episode that I just finished listening to, Quality of Life. That's the one with the little R2D2 robots.
Don't do that.
Jordy was talking about stuff, and he continued the technobabble on, and it actually was self-consistent. I mean, and you know, it was nonsense for reality, but at least the things that they were saying about the stuff was internally consistent for the entirety of the technobabble conversation.
The bullshit sometimes makes sense.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but at the
I
time,
applied a naked quantum field to the oscillating thruster drive.
Continuity.
Yeah, but you see, we need a way to control the oscillation and dampen the feedback effects.
Yeah.
That.
So if you guys
The
were
original
looking
series.
for a super nerdy hour, you are here.
For the original series.
Yeah, see, now aren't we really glad we stopped talking about our favorite movies and actors? Because that was
yeah, we're down here in the freaking weeds. Like we've gone past weeds. We're approaching
Yeah.
bedrock.
Yeah,
So if you guys are
this is
wondering what
so
I've been-
much less entertaining. I remember in the third episode on the second take, there were only 3 buttons on that damn tricorder, and you'll never
So-
convince me otherwise.
Yeah,
We
if
should
you
all
guys-
watch the episode now and come back.
But then in the original series, season 4, episode 17, they used button 3.
It's only in the
To
fucking
recall-
rerun. No.
So
It
real
was
quick,
only when they recut it for the rerun. You know better than that. You're not going to catch me up on canon like that. Try again. And the way you can tell you're looking at the rerun is the uniforms are just a shade darker, and they have 5 little nips on the zipper.
Okay.
So
What is this?
this is what the cat's been watching,
Oh, he's going after
this-
squirrels.
and it's just so she'd stop like nipping at me. She was also
Well, apparently,
like,
your
Yeah.
cat is not the only one that watches TV, Jim. I mean, she's legit watching that thing.
yeah, it's her TV
All
time
right.
because it's close to bedtime, and this is the way she chills
I
out.
have no idea.
Someone on
That or
Imgur
Skyrim
posted a
Dragon.
link or a video of their cat watching a horror movie. Apparently, this cat likes
Awesome.
to watch TV, and
Yeah.
as soon as the jump scare moment happens, the cat bounces out of the frame, and that's the end of the video. Because you see, like everything going back and forth. You hear the audio. There's no dialogue at all. So you're watching this cat literally just look back and forth, like head whipping back and forth, eyes tracking all the movement, and then jump scare, the cat's gone. It's like,
Oh yeah,
that's kind of disturbing.
she's not allowed on my desk, and I lock her up if I play Skyrim because if I come in contact with the dragon, she will attack the screen.
Kind of like Coconut and Diablo 3.
Yeah.
There's been more than a few dungeon runs in Diablo 3. It was like, damn it, Coconut!
Do I need
Well,
a
my
second
favorite part
or-
is how he's trying to get behind the screen to see
Oh, yeah.
what's going on.
She tries to get her paws under my phone.
You're welcome.
All right.
What the hell just happened?
What I was trying to
Well,
say
Pumpkin
about
came
the
and grabbed
original
the,
series,
grab the last of their donuts.
Would be.
there are some legit reasons why there would be continuity issues, continuity errors. Was it the first season where they had the transporter malfunction, split Kirk in two, and they couldn't
Yes.
reuse the transporter, and they had Sulu and company stuck on the planet's surface. Well, why couldn't they just use a shuttlecraft? Because they hadn't built the set for it, and they didn't have
hadn't
the
yet
money
built
for
the
it.
shuttlecraft. They didn't have miniatures. They didn't have a set.
Exactly. So there's technical
And that's-
reasons why they couldn't do it.
Yeah. Well,
You're right,
and that's yeah. And all you have to do, all you have to do is throw a line in the script that says something like, "The magnetic field is blocking the shuttles. We can't send them down." Something along those lines.
Yeah.
And they do that a lot. I mean, how often does? Well, there's too much ionic interference in the air. We can't use the transporters right now.
Yeah, funny. I think this is so much better.
So we talked about movies. We talked about actors. Something that it hits home,
now for something
like
completely
really
different.
close to home. It's completely different. Yes. Food. We all love
Oh.
food. Okay. So
That's a
food
waste of
you
money.
hate. I want you to think about food you absolutely hate, or food you can't have, and then your favorite food. So think about those three things, and I'm gonna start
Well,
with mine.
three things
'cause,
or two things? Because hate food and food that you absolutely love.
if your doctor says you can't fucking have it and you're still eating it, I mean that's one thing.
I
That's
got a few
the
stories of
third
that.
one. Yeah. So if you're not supposed to be eating something, that's gonna be on the can't have it list. As Tom is like picking apart.
Oh, that's
One of my
favorite
favorite
kind of
donuts.
fashions.
One of my favorite food items is glazed old fashions. I love
Oh,
crunchy donuts.
hell yeah. Old fashioned
Mm.
with a proper chocolate ganache.
Favorite food would have to be a good fettuccine alfredo with chicken. Absolutely can't stand cilantro and watermelon. Not cilantro
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
watermelon.
you're
but
one of
cilantro,
those 50-50
watermelon.
groups on cilantro. I freaking love it.
Can't stand it.
Put cilantro on watermelon. What?
Not
sick
cilantro
fucking-
and watermelon, but watermelon by itself can't stand the flavor of, and cilantro by
Okay.
itself can't stand the flavor of. Even in
Right.
something, I can't stand the flavor of cilantro.
I was just trying to imagine what kind of a sick fuck came up with that combo.
Dude,
It's
are
like
you
your
kidding?
video
Have you
ended,
never
buddy.
had a watermelon salsa?
You just need to stop now.
Yeah. Stop.
Oh
Okay.
my god. It's so
Okay.
good.
I love several pasta in general, but like lasagna, spaghetti, pot roast, not pasta, of course, and meatloaf are among my favorite foods. Don't give me olives, don't give me raisins, don't give me beets. Thank you very much.
Olives are awesome.
Can't stand them.
Okay, so I love the flavor of mushroom. I cannot stand the texture. And I don't know why. I think it could be because I'm allergic to shrimp and stuff, and that texture's similar. But my body automatically goes, no. With that texture. My favorite food, finally you're gonna hate me for this. I absolutely love a well-cooked brisket.
Why would I hate you
Fuck
for that?
Yeah, there's really nothing bad to say about that.
Oh
get it.
man.
Well,
Are
A
you
very
kidding? My
sweet
favorite
cook.
form of beef jerky is brisket.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I'm
Um,
not one of the pretentious jackass vegetarians.
Okay, so if I can't get brisket because it's hella expensive, lamb.
I've never been a big fan of lamb. It's a little strong for me.
Fucking love it.
My brother liked lamb. I was always kind of just meh about it.
Yeah, I mean, it's not bad. It's not like, oh god, lamb. But it's like, no, not really.
It depends on the preparation. I've had.
Have you ever had haggis?
Oh god, that makes
Please
me
don't.
ill just thinking about it.
Please
Yeah.
don't.
Let's not go there. I have to cook after this. I prefer not to cook with the stomach that's going fuck you.
So, things I've never had. I've never had a donut.
Oh yeah, you can't.
I'm allergic to dairy. I've been allergic to dairy my entire life.
This one is
Definitely
so
couldn't
good.
have one of those old
Fresh.
fashions. Those are buttermilk based donuts. but they're
You
so
can use
good.
a different fat source to make them, but the texture will not be the same.
You know, but
Problem is, it's still a
so
wheat base.
I can have wheat. I just can't have barley.
Yeah, it's just a lot of the wheat bases, unless you go for some really high-end stuff, it tends to use barley as a filler.
Yeah, that's
Uh, food I don't want to try? Lutefisk.
Balot.
Oh, my mom likes tilapia, and they serve that thing on the plate whole, eyes still staring out at you.
Oh, my dad tried to trick me into eating Offenpfeffer. Rabbit.
What?
Offenpfeffer. It's a rabbit dish.
Rabbit hash.
Yeah.
Lutefisk is a.
It's
Wait,
fish.
is that fermented crazy like
No,
Finnish?
it's fish cooked in lye.
Let's see here. Is
No,
dried
lutefisk,
whitefish.
It's fermented, right?
If I'm stuck out in the wilderness and the only
pickled and lime.
the only source of protein is to trap and eat rabbits, I'll do that. But I'm not just going to go get rabbit just because I'm not going to be like, I could use some rabbit today and go down
He
to the
did
store
trick
and
my
like,
mother
buy a
into
rabbit haunch.
frog. So, and alligator. He told her both times it was chicken. You think after the first time.
I've been told by multiple people that have had alligator that it's like, yeah, it's like chicken. So I'm like, so it tastes like whatever you put with it.
It's just a mild meat. It's really not.
Yeah.
It's just mild.
I
Yeah,
tried
used to-
rattlesnake jerky once. That was something I don't ever care to do again.
Yeah, whenever we
Ostrich
kill a
burgers.
rattlesnake on our property, my dad would cook it up.
No, thank you.
My dad did the
Ostrich
same thing
burgers.
with squirrels.
Worst food in the world is the liver out of anything.
Oh, as a kid, I loved liver pate.
Yeah,
Put
well,
that
it's
shit
just
on crackers.
something
Oh,
wrong with you.
I know.
There was a
Trust
network
me.
error. Please try again. Suddenly your
That's because somebody said the magic word. Liver.
stream is not. Well, now it's there. I don't know why.
No, I must admit that when I was younger, my grandfather used to like Brunswater, which is a liver pate, basically. And I might be able to get 1 or 2 bites of that down. And then after that, no. I think with liver, I think it's a texture thing, just like you were saying. Because
Yeah.
I will be in places where they're serving liver, and I think, oh my God, that smells so good. It's liver,
Yeah.
but it smells great,
Um,
right? And I'm
I
thinking,
don't
it's
like any
tomatoes.
other form of liver.
And I'm thinking, it's like tomatoes. Because I hated tomatoes when I was a kid, and now, raw, right off the vine. Love them.
Right.
Older,
I
But
cannot
liver?
eat whole
No.
tomatoes.
I
can't.
take
I
a
love
bite of it, and
tomatoes.
I'm just like,
Can't stand
"It tastes
tomatoes.
so good.
But
you get second
If
to
it's
it
on a
and
burger, I'm fine with it.
It's a texture thing, just like Bunny with the mushrooms. It's a texture thing for me. I love the flavor. I love everything about tomatoes except whole.
I can't eat olives for the texture thing too.
I can understand olives, but for mushrooms, there are a couple of different ways of prepared mushrooms.
Oh yeah. No, my parents have tried them all. My parents are mushroom lovers. Like each one of them is like, okay, we're gonna go hunt mushrooms. We're gonna go in the forest, and nope.
Like fresh sliced mushrooms, those are tasty. The canned stuff.
Oh God, no! Fresh mushrooms only. The canned stuff is horrible.
Yeah.
Speaking of textures, I cannot stand oranges. Period. Bar none.
Oh,
But I
oranges.
love orange flavor. Orange juice, low pulp or no pulp, preferably. Anything orange flavored, orange pops, whatever. I love it. Can't eat an orange.
Let's see. What weird foods do I like? I like a lot of weird foods.
I can tell you
Weird.
one food that I cannot stand for the life of me. I cannot do shellfish at all.
I used to love it as a kid, and I developed a severe anaphylactic reaction to it.
No, in my case, I love sushi, but the moment you cook fish, no interest in it at all.
Oh, I can have fish.
Nothing.
I just can't have shellfish.
I ordered a sushi roll and I didn't know there was shrimp in it. I was in the bathroom within 5 minutes vomiting up a very expensive sushi dinner. It
Oh
was
man,
bad. Like,
Okay,
it's not an allergic response at all, which I'm thankful for because almost everything I cook has some form of like seafood involved in it. I'm glad it's not allergic. It's just something about the texture and the flavor, just like nope.
We had an off the chain Chinese place open up recently, and they said that they were mainly vegan, and I was excited because I'm like, that means I can get Lau Mein. I can only get Lau Mein at the Atlanta airport because there's one guy there that owns this little stand, and he doesn't use oyster sauce in his Lau Mein because it's expensive, and he's not going to spend that money when he's selling cheap food.
Especially cheap food to people that aren't ever going to appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
I have yet to go into any restaurant in any airport on the planet, and I've been halfway around the planet.
It's not even a restaurant. It's just a
stall.
Grab and go. It's just a stall. That's all it is. And oh my goodness, his food is delicious. No seafood, no oyster sauce. And he, like, when I asked him, he's like, "What? Do I look like I'm made of money? I live in Atlanta."
Bitch, come out here to California and make that statement.
You know, but I got to have Chinese food for the first time in 12 years.
Oh,
it was wonderful because guess what? That is like my favorite go-to splurge of food. I've got a cast iron wok, for fuck's sake.
How the hell do you take that off the fire? Those things are heavy as it is.
I don't put it on a fire. I don't have a gas stove.
Then
how are you cooking with a wok?
Yeah.
It's on a coil. It's cast iron. Cast iron heats a bit evenly.
Heats evenly, yeah. So it's
That's funny because I was taught how to use a wok and it was aluminum in the back of a Chinese restaurant.
No. This weighs like 20 pounds and someone else has to get it out for me.
Yeah, a wok should be not necessarily aluminum, but like very thin sheet steel pounded in the correct shape, and you need to have a really massive burner underneath it. It needs to be hot, really hot.
And the best woks I've ever used.
And the best alternative to that? Oh, she's so cute. Oh my goodness. Sorry,
high carbon, actually. I find it funny these people that go out there and spend like $50, $60, $100 on a wok. I'm looking at them going, the proper one to use is like $29.99 at most.
Sorry.
High carbon steel wok, not stainless, not any of that other stuff. Cast iron is great because, well, one, you can beat someone to death with it if you have to. It's heavy, it heats evenly. The problem is that it, just like high carbon steel, you have to take excellent care of it.
Dude, I have 3 I've got 3 skillets. I mean, I grew up on this shit.
Yeah, no.
That's all we cook on.
Trying to find a decent cast iron skillet, you can find them anywhere. Find someone that actually knows how to take care of them.
What, you don't know how to season a cast iron?
Yeah, Crisco oven 350 for 2 hours.
Too many people I know.
2 hours? You gotta leave that shit in there overnight.
Cast iron. It's
no,
like it's legit
let
washes
it
that
cool
thing down.
overnight. I do it multiple treatments.
Oh no, this is like every time you use it, you.
Oh no! I do the multi-layer carbon technique.
Yeah, that's fine.
For someone that doesn't use it very often.
Jim's dying.
We actually found something more fucking boring than how many buttons are on a tricorder.
Oh, you want me to get boring? Let's go into the chemical structure of it.
I mean, I'm just saying.
Why the hell do you think I took general chemistry?
How many listeners do we have left? None? My work is done.
2 actually.
Yeah, how many of them are bots?
Another
Thanks for making me feel bad.
TTV viewer, A10 Gillas and Trojan 76.
Someone's bounced.
Oh, well, they're gone. Okay.
That's interesting because I don't even see. Gilded left.
Cricket.
Oh yeah, there's somebody else here.
I've got
Suckers.
one. I think is a
Beta,
bot.
are you actually watching?
978design.com.
I know Beta and another viewer I've seen before.
Cricket.
So, Beta, are you hello? Beta. No, okay. Just checking. Gotta check. Oh. By the way, she's still watching her birds and stuff.
Well, that's
Right here.
nice.
So this is
like
how I
giving-
get
it's
her
like
to
giving-
behave.
It's like when my kid was 3 and I was giving her my iPhone so she could watch Dora the Explorer.
That's basically the equivalent. If you want to see her go
Hmm.
absolutely batshit crazy, I'll go grab the laser pointer / flashlight
Oh God.
or anything that looks like it.
Oh yeah,
You
cats
do?
love the laser pointers. They love that laser. You know what?
Yeah.
Surprisingly, so do kindergartners.
Very
that?
nice.
Dr.
I took a
Demento,
mirror.
you
I took a
punk.
mirror to school
Very
one day and
nice.
was
Covered
flashing
in
the light
punk.
around on the walls, and the kids were just chasing it like all afternoon.
I'm on the
Shadowland.
pony bus.
I'm gonna try that with my goddaughter and see how that
I'm
goes.
a pony. I'm on a bus.
Discord has frozen. Oh, there it goes. We're back.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
I was
This
listening
ADD
to
moment brought to you by Judd and his Dr. Demento purchase.
Okay, so do you guys want to see what she does with the laser pointer?
I've got to find that video of the cat and the what is it?
God damn
I
it.
forgot the cat wheel. Cat's so fat that they got him a cat wheel, and it literally they started spinning it to try to get the cat to walk on it. The cat did a 360. It refused to move at all. So you just see this giant cat wheel going around to where eventually it comes off. It's not one of those ones that's attached. It sits on the rollers. The cat actually throws off the balance enough to where it goes rolling off, and the camera cuts. And I'm just like, I hope the cat's okay, but at the same time, fuck, that's funny.
Right?
Laser pointer, every other cat is jumping on this fat cat, and it's just basically like, go away. It's like,
Oh,
I've got a
you
few
look
chonks
so-
like that. But most of the cats I actually liked were actually partially outdoor cats.
Oh.
They were absolute badasses.
Yeah, I can't let her go outside.
Tom, can I spend $100 on cards?
No.
Yeah, go ahead, buy one right now.
No.
See something you like, huh?
Okay,
Next week we're gonna talk about Jim's playing card obsession.
They have a red and a blue
It's
split.
not an obsession, it's an
Yeah, I know.
addiction at this
It's the
point.
birdies.
Hey, they're only $50 a pack. They're first edition David Blaine's.
I've already lost interest.
No, you guys missed my point.
You're just-
Now,
you're
on next week's podcast, we're
I
going to
totally
talk
have it
about
in my
Jim's playing
pocket.
card obsession.
I don't think she noticed.
I think he's trying to get even
Let me see
for
if
me
I
not
can't
really
put
caring
that
about his seasoning skills.
Put my headphones back on.
I generally don't use a cast iron because I actually know how to
I
use a
put-
stove.
I put Crisco in a 350 oven. Yay.
That wasn't
You
me
know,
talking
4 or 5
about that.
times. Well,
That's Bradley.
Crisco's what I
Bradley's over
used
here.
before I got into the physics and chemistry. Then I switched over to cottonseed.
I use 1040 motor oil in mine.
The Gateway brand has
Seems to be
returned
having issues.
to Walmart.
What now?
The Gateway brand has returned to Walmart.
Gateway.
Gateway's
Huh.
still around? I thought they
I didn't know they
died
were
in,
still a
like, the
thing, yeah.
2000s.
Walmart is selling
Okay.
Gateway PCs, and no, this year is not $19.99.
If they don't come in the cow-colored boxes, I'm not interested.
Yeah,
They
they don't
do.
have the spotted boxes.
They
I'm
do.
not interested
What are
either.
you talking about?
Gateway computers are back, and Walmart's selling them.
Oh, God.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
right. We got tired
And
of
Buddy's just like, what the fuck did I just
Okay.
walk into?
At least they're not e-machines.
Oh, don't get me started on those.
Okay.
Do you remember when they came out, Jim, at Fry's? There
I
was a
do.
big pallet. There was a big pallet full of e-machines, and I'm like, "Oh, are those the ones you haven't put out on the floor yet?" And the guy's like, "No, those are the ones that were returned that we have to send back to the manufacturer." They had more e-machines on the return pile than in the store to sell. It was that bad.
Yeah, they sucked.
Many small businesses I
Okay.
would work for would go to Costco and just buy the cheapest e-machine. Like, make
Why
it
not?
work. I'm like,
Yeah, they
it's
were-
not going to.
Yeah, they were
So many of them. They had this little tiny power supply. It was like 120 watt power supply, and so many of them came into my computer shop with dead power supplies, and it was just
Oh
like,
my God, he's got a silver too.
"Ooh."
I fucking hate everybody.
At some point, you're
So
going to wonder
Discord
whether
keeps
we're actually
freezing up on
fucking
me.
with you or not.
Well, I know it's not you.
We lost Bunny.
She's Probably went to bed. Whatever.
What happened there? She went down to music.
Funny.
Well, her Twitch stream is still running.
Huh?
Sorry, you can't get away. What are you doing?
I was telling you guys that Discord was messing up on me and no one was listening. So I just
No, I heard Discord. I heard Discord mess and then nothing.
I did it like twice or 3 times.
No, the first time I heard you, I thought you had solved it, and then suddenly you're gone.
Okay. The laser
Discord is-
pointer.
Apparently, Acer
Also, this
bought
is
Gateway
a
in
USB charger. Oh
2007.
no, it's still doing it.
Uh-oh.
Okay, it looks like my internet might be going down. I don't know.
Well, hopefully it's not because of storms.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna
well-
go ahead and end the live stream. Let's go and do a raid just while I am still up and going. Hopefully you guys enjoyed our podcast, and hopefully I remain with having power.
That would be nice.
You know what? Gilded suffered through a lot of this, so let's go give him hell in chat.
Mm.
And
So
the
thank
gold
you for
set.
joining me, and please stay tuned for a little while longer so we can raid Gilded. And thank you guys for joining me, and have a wonderful night.
May the great bird of the galaxy always watch over you.
I cut you off.
Exactly.
I'm so sorry.
Oh.
See y'all next week.
And for our YouTube guests, y'all have a good day, good evening, and see you in 2 weeks.
Bye-bye.
Still say we should do this every week.
Bye.
Uh,
When my schedule changes, that'll be more of a possibility. And that's coming. It's just very slow.
You've got a set of white lions on here too. Now I really hate all of you.
I don't know if we ended the stream or not because
I did.
YouTube has locked up.
Yeah, that's what Discord was doing.